The holidays can be difficult for so many people, and then there's this year, the fear of no money. The holidays around the corner, you add on no job or the fear of losing the one you actually hold, and suddenly the cheery colors of the holidays do look a little blue. Josh Levs joins us with an important guest and important guidance for people as well.
Yeah, we're really giving people lots of happy news every day, aren't we? And certainly at this time of year, as we know, it can be tough. This is Erik Fisher. He's a licensed clinical psychologist, works here in Atlanta. You work with people on things like anxiety, also on spiritual growth, which I think is interesting to talk to you about. So let's start off with this. Obviously, at this time of year, we always hear about the holiday blues. Is it worse this year because the economy is so bad?
It definitely has a tendency to be worse because we got an added stressor. You know, usually with yearly holiday blues, people are kind of being called back to other times and memories they had when they were kids or younger issues in their life. But now we have this added issue of the economic issues of looking forward from this holiday into next year and what's to come.
So what's happening? You know, if people feel depressed this time of year anyway, and now things are even worse because of the economy, they're like, am I going to be able to pay my bills? Will I be able to have a job a few months from now? What's the #1 thing they should do?
Keep moving. I think we always need to know that we got to keep moving forward. If we're not sure for how much we're going to be able to save 50 cents a day. Somebody said the money they were saving on coupons, they were putting the money they saved on coupons, spending at the grocery store into a savings account and do things to keep busy.
This is interesting that you're a psychologist and you're giving people money-saving tips because you know it ends up helping their psyche later on if they feel more prepared for the economy, right?
Exactly.
All right, so you've got the specific challenges every year. You look at spiritual growth. You've got specific challenges that go with this time of year. How do you know if it's just the kind of thing you should just snap out of, go do something that makes you happy, versus if it's something serious enough to get help?
Well, if stresses are lasting 3, 4, 5 months, things like that, you're feeling down in the doldrum or anxious or things like that, that's something to really take a look at.
Okay.
If it's a period of time, like see what happens after the holidays, see how you're feeling then, and see if it's just a periodic thing, then that's something to pay attention to.
All right, I like to be very solution-oriented. We talked a little bit earlier. You had some ideas for things people can do to make themselves feel better, aside from saving money. You said exercise is a big thing. A lot of people drop out of that at the holidays, but if they keep that up, it helps. What else?
Right. Well, exercise helps release endorphins. So the more we can exercise, get out there, do that. Read, find a good book to read, see some movies, spend time with friends. You know, just talk to people too. Just don't turtle in and try to hide from all this.
You mentioned to me earlier also one thing I hadn't thought about, which is that because of the economy, a lot of people can't afford therapy. So if you cannot afford therapy, you don't have the time, you don't have the money, what do you do?
Right. Well, you can look for some cheaper options. The United Way sometimes has therapy associated with them, as well as look in your community for the community mental health boards, and sometimes they can offer therapy too.
All right. Really quickly, I know you have a website, erikfisher.com. You're also the author of a couple books people can check out with some good ideas, right? The Art of Managing Everyday Conflict and The Art of Empowered Parenting. Did I get that right? Erik Fisher, thank you so much for joining us. And folks, we're going to keep talking about this, and we invite you to send your ideas as well. Send them to ireport.com, dealing with the holidays. Also, I'll tell you, coming up later this hour, I'm going to speak with one of the nation's top experts on divorced families about how to handle that dysfunction that so many people have to deal with, including some awesome tips for hosts and guests at those dreaded family parties, Melissa.
I think people will be very interested in that.
Yeah, they will.
That